What is happening, paisanos? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Mario Kart Wii. Today is going to be the continuation of 100 cc's and the start of 150 cc's. But hopefully you guys having a fantastic day and you're ready for more Mario Kart. I have a little bit of a cold, so if I sound a little off, there's the reason why. So Mario Kart Wii came out in 2008, and it is a pretty fun game. It uses motion controls for the first time in the series, as well as it incorporated motorcycles into the series as well. Now, of course, the motorcycles were refined by Mario Kart 8 and 8 Deluxe. So this game is a little rough around the edges, but it's still fun. This game is also known for its intense difficulty curve, just like Mario Kart 64. And I would say, not so much Double Dash. Double Dash I was able to 100%. I don't think I'll be able to 100% this game. Today we'll be playing as Rosalina because I actually played Mario Galaxy a little bit last night in order to get the save file so we could unlock Rosalina. So, you see Rosalina on the cover. Yes, Rosalina will be showcased today because we've unlocked her. Now, I still don't remember all the characters that are unlockable in this because it's so long ago. But it should be fun. So. And pay no attention to my voice. Yep. Thank you, Amber. Let's go. Oh. Alrighty. Here we go. Fun time to be had by all. So we're kicking off with Rosalina.
What's his belly rub?
What's his belly rub? Oh, your stuffed tiger. Okay. Stuffed tiger.
Oh, that's right. I'm eating. I'll have to go sit my plate.
Yeah. Got a spot open right. Yeah. So tonight will be a mystery stream. I don't know what it'll be on, guys and gals, but that's the plan. I need to get a hold of Drums at Work too. Last night was Carlos' stream and it was a lot of fun, but it was a game I couldn't beat because they don't let you continue on the final boss. So once you get to the final boss, I got hardcore wrecked. Because, like, I would die and the game wouldn't let me continue. And the thing is, I had 70 extra continues. But once you get to the boss, that was it. So it was a troll thing from, like, the 1980s. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. That's nuts. That is absolutely insane. Rosalina, Leaf Cup. Also, if you guys want more Xenoblade, just so you know, you need, 940, 50, 60, 70, 80. You need about 60 views in order to unlock the finale of Xenoblade. Because, like I said, I am a level 50, so I can do the final chapter. As well as I have the level 50 max. And tonight will be a mystery stream. I believe. Alright, let's go, Rosalina. Let's see how you do. Alright, so this is Rosalina's debut in Mario Kart. So it's another first. Rosalina, of course, appeared in the 2007 Wii game, Mario Galaxy. People forget that Mario did not release as a launch title on the Wii. It came out a year later. Whereas Mario Odyssey was in the launch year of the Switch. No. You tripped over Link today? Poor Link. Remember, Emma, to mind your surroundings where the weed plug is. Whoopsies. You haven't done anything yet. Yeah, well. It would have been yummy milk, but my throat would get coated and I'm already having milk. I'm gonna have to make tea later to open up my throat properly. Whoa. No, not the PAL block. Said no, not the PAL block all nice and I used the PAL block. So that was very good. He's like, I would like my chin rubbed, please. So I'm working on a video that I hope to have up tomorrow, called, like, These Games Won't Play on Switch 2. And what I did, guys, is I tracked down, there are 2 lists. I tracked down, the entire 225 games that will not work on Switch 2, and then I discovered something interesting. Did you know that the Nintendo Switch has released over 12,000 games? It has the most games of the last and the current generation of consoles. So, last generation of consoles would be PS4 and Xbox One. They have 5,000 like games currently on the Nintendo eShop in America. And they also have a total of 12,000 games that have released worldwide. So, including Japan. And a good majority of them, about 2,000 of them, are visual novels, especially in Japan. Visual novels are, of course, the dating sim games. There also is about 1,000 AI games. AI games, of course, being not real games. So there's 1,000 of those. Yep. They are real, yep. Yep. It's pretty crazy. Also, the Nintendo 3DS, in its lifespan, only released 4,000 games worldwide. The Nintendo 3DS. Nintendo DS, in its lifespan, only released 1,200 games worldwide. Wii U was 800, with only 200 ever getting physical copies, physical releases. Everything else was on the Wii U eShop. And a lot of those games, a total of 900 of those games were actually virtual consoles. Spanning the NES, Super Nintendo, the Nintendo DS, the TurboGrafx 16, the Sega Genesis, I don't remember what other systems were. The N64, and I believe there were Wii games too on the virtual console system. I think. And there might have been. I don't think there was GameCube. I don't think so. No, there was no GameCube. It might have been Game Boy. There was Game Boy or Game Boy Advance. I believe there was. No. We still don't have TurboGrafx 16 games on the Nintendo Switch, I believe. It goes NES, Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, N64, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, and Switch 2 only has the GameCube, which is weird, but I don't know. A lot of people don't like the fact that the Switch 2 is basically a $500 paywall to play the GameCube games. And what they mean by that is, why it's a $500 paywall? You pay $449 for the system, and you pay $50 for the Nintendo Switch Online expansion pass, and that comes out to $500 to play GameCube games. I have heard a rumor there's going to be a lot of very interesting GameCube games. Some of them are very rare. They're, you know, it's possible we'll see like Billy Hatcher, Dr. Force, Custom Robo, and some other very obscure GameCube titles over the next like year or two. Which would be a big deal because Dr. Force is a game that is a like action kind of like action brawler, hack and slash beat 'em up third-person shooter, and that game retails for about $500. So if Nintendo could get Gotcha Force on the GameCube, that'll lower the initial price of the actual game in the collector's market. Usually that's what happens. Oh, I'm so far ahead. Let's go, Rosalina. Rosalina kicking butt, taking names. I can't right now. I need to have tea to open on my throat. Could you see if I could have some tea or? Oh no! Oh no 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 no! No! Shoot! I don't. Ah!
No.
That's fine. Shoot. I don't think there's any way I can win now. Shoot. I think I should restart. It's one thing to get second place, but 7th? I don't think it's possible. Quit. Yeah. Oh my gosh! One mistake and it's all over. Unbelievable. It's not funny, Rosalina. It's not funny, Rosalina. It ain't funny. Well, that happened. What happened? I crashed, obviously. Unbelievable. I hate when that happens. Crap. So you guys excited for pre-order day for Switch 2? It's gonna be a tough battle. I think it's midnight, but I don't know. But I don't want you going out at midnight. Right. There's another GameStop, like, over by where our lawyer used to be. Yeah, that mall's pretty much dead. Wait, is it still in that mall? I thought it closed down. Yeah, I don't remember. I'm gonna call that mom and pop store today and see if they're doing pre-orders tomorrow. You know the one I'm talking about, the one by the Italian restaurant? They're pounding me. So I would strongly recommend to make sure you guys go to the Nintendo Switch Online and sign up for the Switch 2 on your Nintendo eShop thing or whatever, or online like with Nintendo as a backup, because Nintendo will be doing pre-orders for the Nintendo Switch 2 on May 8th. So retail is on the 24th, which is tomorrow. May 8th is the pre-order date that you can do for Nintendo Switch, and Nintendo will prioritize the people with the highest amount of playtime. So since Amber and I have a very high playtime on this, we're not playing the Switch, but on our Switch, I'm also going to try to reserve through that. Because just in case we can't get the retail thing, the reason why I'm concerned, all these people saying, oh, the Switch 2 is like the Wii U in terms of sales. Let's put it this way. I don't know if you guys heard the news today, but there was news breaking from Japan this morning, which would be the afternoon in Japan. Afternoon of the 24th. But what Japan said is they can't meet demand. So at just not Japan's retail store, at Nintendo's online store in Japan, they already have 2 million pre-orders in Japan for the Switch 2. Now, when the Wii U came out, over the first month, Japan sold 300,000 Wii U's. So Japan, just through Nintendo's only outlet, has sold 2 million. This is no Wii U. So all the haters saying that the Switch 2 is going to be like the Wii U in terms of sales, the Switch 2 probably by the end of this month will have sold close to 10 million worldwide. Because the 2 million sold right now is not even the Japanese retailers. The Japanese retailers opened this morning. The Nintendo Switch 2 sold out on Nintendo's, Nintendo operating system through their Switch. 2 million orders from there for the Nintendo, system. Their retailers in Japan opened last night, so it would be today. So we'll be getting the numbers for Japanese retail stores by, tomorrow. It's possible they could sell another 2 million just in Japan. China's pre-orders begin tomorrow. United States is tomorrow. The United Kingdom's already sold out, too. I don't remember how much the United Kingdom sold out. I think it was close to 1 million. So, people being very dismissive on the Switch 2. The Switch 2 is going to sell a lot during its first year. They're already projecting that they're going to sell close to 25 million within the first, 3 or 4 months of the system being around. So, thank you very much for the tea, sweetie. This is literally going to be the biggest thing that happens this year in terms of gaming. The Switch 2 is going to be colossal. It is. So I think, people being pretty dismissive or people salty because they're not going to order one. So, I mean, you're looking at a very tough retail battle, people. So be sure to plan ahead and, even think about considering doing mom and pop stores because it might be your only chance. Now, mom and pop stores do not get the system on release usually. They get it a day after. But always use them as a backup. And also remember, you can always move your pre-order if you get the system somewhere else. You can always go to that mom and pop store or a game store and move that pre-order over to something else that's Nintendo Switch 2 related. Stores don't mind you moving stuff over. They just don't like it when people outright cancel the pre-order completely.
Yeah.
So just to prevent any hassles and lift from somebody, make sure you guys just move your pre-order to a game or an accessory or something like that. Because a lot of these controllers, oh my god, a lot of these controllers are going to outsell. I'm not getting a Pro controller right away.
Where's that special Pro controller?
The one that you just got me with the Smash Brothers stuff? I'll be connecting that to our Switch too. I mean, I'm assuming this is better. I haven't opened it. Of course, I know where it is. It's right over there. On next to the cookies.
Yeah!
Zelda, or not Zelda,
Oh,
Link knocked it down. Linky knocked it down. It's right there.
I see a Wii U controller over there.
No, baby. I said
I don't see any.
right next to the cookies. It fell.
Oh, okay, on the right.
Right, it fell. It was right there. Yep, every other region sold out. Yeah. So, I mean, I really think that it's not a stretch to think that by, you know, before June, in terms of pre-orders, there'll be close to 10 million pre-orders around the world for the Switch 2. And that's just for the first batch. Nintendo says they're going to try to have another batch ready by August. Or like, right around the time that Donkey Kong comes out in July. Because they're frantically trying to meet demand. They had... reports are saying that they only had 500,000 units in Japan ready for Japan. Apparently America has a total of 5 million units that are in the country.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but they don't think they can meet demands because they think pre-order for the Nintendo Switch 2 in America is going to go close to 10 million.
Wait, so they sell more in America than Japan?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wait, is our... Yeah, our population must be a lot bigger.
Our population is bigger than Japan is.
Well, I mean, I didn't know because Japan has a really dense population. So
I forget what the total population of Japan is, but since Japan has already sold like 2 million, and the fact that the Wii U only sold 300,000, I don't know how many systems the Switch sold with Japan when it came out.
That makes sense why all these Asian companies were trying to change to appease American audiences because of how big of our country, but they were using the wrong deal.
Right, but they're saying they could be just saying that there are 5 million systems in the States. There might not be because Japan didn't have enough to meet. The president of Nintendo, who doesn't really say much, had to address the Japanese public yesterday and tell them, hey, we received over 2 million pre-orders. We only have 500,000 systems, so not everyone who pre-ordered will get the system on launch. But they said we are going to make sure that all of our customers receive the system before the end of summer. Now, Japan's definition of summer is different than our definition of summer because Japanese students only get about 10 weeks off, something like that. They get part of June, they get all of July, and they have like 2 weeks in August, or 1 week in August. And they go back to school. Their new school year begins like the second week of August, I believe. Whereas in America, most people get half of June, and they get all the way until like the first week of September almost. On the East Coast, you only get until the end of August, and then usually go back to school. So Americans get longer summer break, but Japan doesn't. So when Japan is saying, hey, by the end of summer we'll be able to meet demand, they're saying that they'll have more systems by like the middle of August, or maybe even like the very end of July. But it's crazy like that this is making the rounds, that it's selling out everywhere. Websites are crashing all the time. Like, so it's like a lot of retail companies in America are trying to prepare for the massive flood of stuff that's going to happen today.
Well, I don't even know if GameStop here was selling it.
I'd have to call them. I wouldn't feel comfortable with you driving at midnight because I have to pre-order from the house.
If you want to pre-order from the house, you can drive down the road.
Yahoo!
You would have to be standing in line if they do midnight, though. That's the problem. But it's not worth it. Like, we can hit up mom and pop stores, as well as there's other places that'll be opening pre-orders tomorrow at 11 a.m. if because not everybody's doing midnight.
But can't you just pre-order it tomorrow morning?
No. If those places did a midnight thing, they'll be sold out by the morning.
Oh, they'll only take so many pre-orders? They won't just keep taking them?
Right. Because they can't guarantee you that you'll get the system, so you can't pre-order it.
Oh.
Yeah, of course. China is the biggest gaming market. We don't know how many systems China's getting. There's no way of knowing. I mean, China could have the most units in their country right now, but they actually have a smaller population of gamers in China. But that's because the Chinese government, for years, they outlawed video games. The only way people could play video games was through bootleg systems.
Yeah, everything.
The very first console that existed in China that was actually retail was, I believe it was either the Wii U or the Nintendo Switch was the first, like, official, licensed, like, video game system released in China's game market. Because before they had bootleg systems that played Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo games, like either Nintendo Wii or Nintendo Wii U. I don't remember. I thought it was fascinating, but also their reasoning for doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they believe that video games basically created not delinquents, but lazy people in China, so they outlawed it for the entirety of the 80s through the 90s. And then they started, when they released computers, because they were behind getting computers. They had a personal computer system that was basically like a Famicom. It would play games, and it was a computer used for work and stuff like that, and Jackie Chan was the spokesperson.
Oh, wow.
But they didn't have any officially licensed games like Mario and stuff on it. They had like typing tutor and all this other stuff. Like gaming was forbidden. The only way you could really get it was through imports, and imports were very expensive back then in China. Shoot, I didn't see that thing.
Yeah, so,
No, it's fine.
yeah, I mean, with people having to leave their kids at home so they can go find work in China, you know, having their kids literally farm the land when they're children. I mean, some people in China don't have very much money. Some people do, but some people don't.
Well, China's country has completely changed. So, for one, they have anime now, and they have their own anime industry in China, which is booming. They have their own video game market, like an official gaming market. So they've, in the past, like, 15 years, China has become a bigger force for video games, as well as their Chinese game studios are starting to get a good grasp on the gaming industry as a whole. Like, the whole, like, Hoyoverse thing, like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail and Zenless Zone Zero, that's all China. And that's a very lucrative business for them. They also have Wuthering Waves is a new company. That's their first ever Chinese game.
Mm-hmm.
The Wuthering Waves people are doing very well. You have a bunch of like online, massively multiplayer Chinese like World of Warcraft clones that do amazing, and you have like Monster Hunter type clones for Chinese games that are doing incredible too.
I feel like everyone kind of sees China like, oh, they're, you know, not getting with the times, but I feel like to them, they see everyone else as like, oh, great job, honey.
Well, they caught up now.
I feel like they see everyone else like, why should we change since we're fine on our own? Like, we're so huge. Why should we try to be like everyone else when we're literally self-contained, almost like an entire, almost, you know, continent just by ourselves?
Yep.
You know, like they don't even need everyone else in the world. They have an entire like population and huge amount of land just on their own.
Yep. And that Black Myth Wukong studio is becoming one of the biggest Chinese studios in Asia. Like, that Black Myth Wukong thing put them on the map, and they're already working on 2 new games that they're expected to release either in 2026 or by 2027. So that studio is already hard at work on like the next big thing. And the thing is, they have a more lucrative market now because, you know. Oh, we unlocked dry bones. That's cool. Ba-bum, ba-bum. I need to take a sip of my tea. Thank you, sweetie.
No problem.
Yikes. It's hot.
Sorry.
It's okay. It tastes good, though. But yikes. I burned my tongue a little bit.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I warned you it was hot.
I mean, that'll wake you up. Because it's so hot.
I don't wake you up in the morning.
Ah, it burns!
I need to get some more oatmeal.
You need to get more oatmeal?
Oh, I want to eat some more.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
I have some in the fridge.
Yep, China's going quite well. So what's going to happen is, like, because a lot of these Western companies are still fooling around with, like, you know, weird stuff, China's going to easily, like, eclipse them in the market soon because gamers are migrating towards Asian studios because Asian studios make attractive characters. They don't put nonsense in their game. And, you know, because the Chinese are trying to cater to people that actually want to play certain types of game. Marvel Rivals is putting them on the map. Like, that NetEase company is doing amazing in China.
The sleeping dragon has awoken.
Pretty much.
I thought China was referred to as the sleeping dragon.
That's Japan.
Oh. I thought that was China.
And Japan was known as the dragon. Although Japan referred to us as the sleeping dragon during World War II.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, a famous Japanese submarine commander was quoted as saying when they attacked Pearl Harbor that he believed that doing so, he was against it. And he wasn't executed because he did, you know, he was one of the people who went there. He oversaw it or whatever. But he said that what we've succeeded in doing is waking the sleeping dragon. So he believed if we hadn't attacked America, it's possible the Axis would have won World War II. But because, you know...
Yeah, because we would have joined too late.
Right. The Japanese, because they attacked Pearl Harbor, you know, America went to World War II, and World War II ended, you know, only a couple... I think we were in the war for only about 2.5 years.
I feel like America is a lot like China in the fact that they want to be separate from everyone else. They don't want to get involved with what everyone else is doing. I was just thinking about when my grandfather taught me different Chinese words and stuff, but did you know that, fun fact, do you know that the word China in Chinese, Zhonghua, you know what it means? It's a character with a line through it in a square. It means middle country. They consider themselves the middle of the world. So for them, they're self-contained. They don't need to change. They're perfectly fine where they are.
Well, they're adapting. The thing is with Chinese entertainment, they're adapting other cultures into their entertainment. So they have their own anime, which is doing pretty well. It's not doing as well as Korea. Korea is actually surprising a lot of people in the anime world with things like Solo Leveling and that one, like, I'm trying to remember the name of that rom-com that came out. With that girl who thought her face was ugly and she put on makeup and stuff like that.
Oh, I remember that. That's a Korean thing.
That's a Korean thing. That did really well. There is a period Korean anime that takes place during the Joustan era or something like that.
Whatever happened to that girl with pimples on her face?
You won't know until they do a season 2, and a season 2 it might happen.
Oh, yeah, she was talking to that one person, and one of the guys at her school knew that she used to look like more freckled and pimpled, but then she put on makeup so that she would look completely different.
Yep.
And then it was like their secret that she used to look different.
So the studio that made Solo Leveling, they're working on 3 brand new animes that they plan on debuting next year. And it's possible Solo Leveling, which is like the top viewed anime on Crunchyroll, which is Korean. It's Korean anime.
Yeah.
It's very possible that that studio is going to have like 3 different types of anime by next year, and it will be a variation of genres. They have a rom-com coming, they have a thriller show, and they have I think they have it's either a period piece or it's not a thriller, like a mystery show or something. And then Solo Leveling, they want to try to get Solo Leveling back by like fall of 2026. But they don't know because the director he took to social media a while ago and he was talking about how their studio has 3 new shows that they're going to be working on. So, like, Korea's really hustling right now.
I kind of thought that show was weird because, and I get it, like, some people do look at you completely different. Like if you originally don't put any makeup on and then you do later and you look completely different, I get that. But the show was weird because what teenager doesn't have pimples on their face and have an awkward stage? Like they're making it like she's the only one that.
Well, I mean, makeup culture is different in Korea, so that's what that was about.
I guess I don't understand it since everyone that I know has had problems with pimples.
It has to do with their K-pop culture. Like, remember, K-pop girls, they have to look perfect. There's a lot of pressure for them to look a certain way. So, like, the show, for girls, like in high school and stuff right now,
so it's
not
relatable to Korean girls.
It's related to Korean girls because they're where girls were in the 80s in America, where there was a lot of pressure for girls to wear makeup. And then, like, after the 2010s, there wasn't really a lot of pressure for girls to wear makeup if they didn't want to.
Yeah. I get that, because, like, I feel like in the 80s, people wore, like, really out there makeup, like blue eyeshadow and everything. But I still do like purple and blue eyeliner. I think it's cool. I still think that looks awesome.
Yeah, so a lot of these Asian cultures are behind what our culture is. Like, so a lot of them, for right now, you have to treat what's happening with the video game industry as China about what happened with the American game industry in the 80s and 90s. Like, they're fledglings to the market. And the thing is, China's been around for at least, I would say probably about 15 years they've been making games. The thing is, they didn't have a big hold on the market. It was just kind of like, oh, did you know you're playing a Chinese game? That's cool. And now people are actually realizing these Chinese companies by name because they've made such a huge impact with like Genshin Impact and with Honkai Star Rail and Zenless and Black Myth Wukong, Wuthering Waves, that kind of stuff. They're getting a bigger foothold, and the thing is, they're stealing. Well, not stealing. They're easily nabbing the business of a lot of these Western companies because these Western companies have lost sight of their target demographic, which is teenage boys. So China swooped in and they stole that demographic.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, both the comic book industry and the video game industry has neglected their biggest target, which is teenage boys. They haven't given them the types of games that they're looking for. So these boys and these college kids migrated to Chinese games, and they're not coming back because the Chinese studios keep giving them what they want, and the Western studios continue to disappoint. Look what happened with the new Oblivion game. Oblivion Shadow dropped on Xbox, and for the most part it's a good game, but they went and they uglified all the women. So the original Oblivion game from 2006, the women looked attractive, they looked whatever. Now most of the women look either really ugly or they look like old women.
Yeah, I feel like where maybe it won't happen in other countries, but I feel like where America is, especially right now, like with our culture or something. I don't really know if it's the culture, it might just be the activist culture. But it feels like women can't. It's like they have a paradox of like two different realities. Like, oh, I'm a girl and I don't feel like looking perfect when I go out the door. But here's a game character and this game character looks perfect in this game. Now I feel upset because I don't look as good as this character. You should be able to accept both realities. This character looks perfect and you also don't have to look perfect going out the door. Both of those are true. Just because the game character looks perfect doesn't mean you have to doll yourself up every time you leave the house to go shopping. Like, you don't have to compete with the game character. I wish that, I don't know, maybe
that's not the problem.
I don't think that is, because I don't think any women think like that. I think game activists are thinking that we think like that.
The problem with game activists that a lot of people are starting to realize now is most of the people who work on those games are not attractive. They're not really nice looking women. They're not nice like inside their heart either. They're very mean and grumpy and
like
vindictive.
The evil queen.
Make sure your ringer's up. So, what happens is when they have these like fictional characters they put in the game, they make them look ugly because their reasoning is, well, you know, the character's not realistic. Now, keep in mind, they're working on a fantasy game that has magic and dragons and all this other stuff, so it's not realistic anyway. But to them, they aren't comfortable with releasing a game that looks that way because to them it creates a stereotype that doesn't exist. But the stereotype exists in their mind, and that's the problem. And then they also go out of their way to... There were a bunch of mods that released on Nexus Mods to fix the female characters as well as to change body types to men and women.
Yeah.
And the developer and the people on those websites, they destroyed those mods that, you know, people actually spent time making to correct the problems with Oblivion. And that's the problem right there. Like, if they want to make ugly characters, that's fine. But what they shouldn't have the right to do is to mess with the mods that people are doing. Because, you know, if they just let the modders do their thing, they would actually make more money in the long run. Because the modders will improve the game for people that want the game to look normal. That make the females look attractive. And not even attractive, just make them look like normal.
Decent.
Most of the females in Oblivion now look hideous. Like, they took a famous NPC elf lady who's known for her beauty and voluptuousness. They basically took like a needle and they popped her chest, and they also made her face look like she's 60 years old. And this is supposed to be an elf from the Oblivion series that's known for being a ravishing, like one of the most beautiful women in the world. And she looks like a mix between Princess Di and like a woman that looks like she's been smoking like her whole life. Her skin is very like she looks like one of the developers who worked on the game. So, you know, if they would just leave the modding community alone, a lot of these, like, modders would end up fixing the game and making it, like, appeal to the gamers that want to pay for it. But these studios go out of their way to destroy these mods that easily fix their game, and they get offended by the modders.
But I don't even think that I don't even think, like, some of the women that are in games and stuff, I really don't think that it's far off from women that exist in real life. Like, there are very attractive women that could actually walk around like that. I mean, I'm just saying, I'll just use an example. Like, I grew up in a pretty poor neighborhood, and there was a lot of Latina girls in that neighborhood, and some of them were very, like, supermodel looking. And they didn't even have any money or any makeup or anything. They just naturally were drop-dead gorgeous. Like, they were just very beautiful, just existing without doing anything to themselves. So there are very beautiful women out there. Like, they do exist. It's not like you're making it up. Like, that's how pretty women look. It's true. I'm just saying.
It has to do with, if you look at the ladies who worked on the game, the thing is with these activists that is very easy to see is every single time it's because it's a woman that's not attractive, and, you know, they think they are the most attractive woman in the world and they look like woof. But they're the ones that are ruining the game industry. And what's going to happen is, like, the market shows this is happening right now, is most of the target demographic of teenage boys and college boys that are into, you know, pretty looking characters. We're not even talking about, like, characters that are running around scantily clothed. We're talking about women that have nice faces in video games, like modest looking women. Like, these boys are now migrating towards Chinese games, and Chinese games are seeing a surge in sales over the past 2 years, and these Western studios are starting to get less and less attention. They're getting less sales. They're getting into fights with their consumers all the time. By 2026, 2027, most of these Western companies are going to end up going out of business. And they only have themselves to blame, really. Like, if they would just leave the modding community alone, like, I think that a lot of gamers could coexist with the activists, because the activists release their game, the modders fix the game. But the problem is the activists go out of their way to then seize these modding sites and say, you know, this is hateful and we're getting rid of this mod, or, you know, we don't want the bikini mod, we don't want the nice looking face mod, we don't want the getting rid of pronouns mod, all this stuff. They're actively, like, you know, pursuing all these, like, modding sites and controlling them so that there is no other option for people. Which is wrong. Like, everything would be fine in the game industry if these people were allowed to make the, like, fix the games the way they want. But these people, it's always been about controlling the narrative. Like, they want to make sure that there is no option. The only entertainment is the entertainment that they provide.
Yeah.
And they are always, like, these Western developers are always blasting Chinese and Japanese developers and Korean developers all the time, calling them gooners and all this other stuff. And the reason why they use that language is because they're trying to, you know, make these other developers appear like subhuman and bad for just making normal-looking, not even super attractive characters, but just normal-looking females. Whereas a lot of these Western studios are turning these females into dogs and old ladies on purpose.
Yeah, I mean, I think that by them trying to get rid of the stereotype of every female looks gorgeous in every game, they're actually creating a new stereotype, which is making people think that most women look hideous, and they're making people think that women are just worthless and are just don't have anything beautiful to offer or anything. Like, you're making people hate women by making these women look terrible in the game. Like, it's giving people an impression, like, this is what women look like? Ew. Like, I mean, it's just making people think that women are very gross looking. Like, because some people that's just gonna be their idea of it. I think it's gonna create men to mistreat women and treat them like they're worthless, because it's making women, like, instead of celebrating their beauty, they're making them look like, this is what I think of women. I think they look like monsters.
Yes.
You think they look androgynous or whatever they call it, like just very, like, kind of meh. Like a mixture between a man and a woman. Just,
no, but it's more like, almost like a subliminal message, like women don't even have to be celebrated or appreciated or anything. They can just be treated like they're worthless.
Well, with these people, especially game activists, they're trying to control your entertainment. They want to give you no other options. And they're very mad. They actually had a whole hate campaign against Stellar Blade, and Stellar Blade was a pretty average game. The only thing that got people to buy it is the way that Eve looked. It's not like a amazing video game. It's kind of like a Devil May Cry clone made by Korea, and then instead of playing Dante and fighting monsters and aliens, you play as, like, this chick named Eve. It's not a terrible game, mind you, but it's not a revolutionary gameplay mechanic, you know. The reason why so many people actually wanted to get the game is how the character looked, which there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But they had this whole hate campaign. Like, a lot of Western game studios were making fun of Stellar Blade when Sony announced it, and saying how the woman was toxic because she portrayed beauty standards that aren't, you know, that hurt real women and all this nonsense. Like,
but let's just be completely honest. I think, oh my gosh, I don't think I can say this, but I think most women, when they look in the mirror, they're gonna imagine themselves looking way prettier than they are. I think that they are, like, that in their fantasy, they look like Aerith or Tifa or something, or some other girl that's really pretty in their fantasy mind. Everyone can have a fantasy, and that's what gaming is. Like, it's okay to have, like, a fantasy, like, oh, I imagine myself as a beautiful princess or queen. Like, you can have a fantasy. That's the whole point of the game. It's like a fantasy. It doesn't have to be realistic. You're supposed to be, like, you're supposed to be taking a break from reality. Because reality is you just have to look the best you can and do the best you can. But in the fantasy world, you can have any character model you want. Thank you for the super chat, Grande Otaku. And yeah, I did see your comment. America doesn't want to get involved with other people. Yeah, well, actually, what I meant was America doesn't want people to tell them what to do, but yeah, they don't have any problem getting involved with everyone else.
Yeah, America polices the rest of the world.
Oh, I know, but America doesn't like to be told what to do, though. That's for sure. But yeah, you're right.
I mean, America used to be like that. I don't see America... America tells everybody what to do.
Oh, I know that. They used to be like live and let live, I feel like.
Yeah, they were
unless there was like a war or something they need to get involved in. Which is like always.
But I mean, what we're witnessing right now is, like, especially with the games this year, there are a lot of really modest-looking, nice female character games that are coming out, and there's a handful of ugly female character games.
But
the female characters that look ugly, they're not going to sell this year. And before, like, Korea and Japan and China really started to, up the ante of their market over the past, 4 years. The only options in gaming was ugly-looking characters. People that look like Mary Jane, people that look like Bee Sting Lady. And now that market is shrinking because, the Asian companies are giving gamers more of what they want, and these crazy Western developers that are doing this stuff and trying to defend the uglification of women, they're getting less of a hold on the market now, as well as they're getting lambasted online.
Yeah. But in reality, imagine if you, teenage boy is dating a girl and, they're playing the new, Spider-Man or whatever. And he's like, oh, wow, you're so amazing. You're like Mary Jane in the new Spider-Man movie. That would be that would not be a compliment. It's kind of like looking up to, in reality, I feel like instead of girl, I don't think a lot of female gamers actually are offended by female character models. I think it's the activists, but for the activist girls who are offended, I think that they need to look at it more instead of how male characters, you're a man's worth is more based on what he can accomplish in life. His job or feats of strength, heroics. So in the man is looking at the game oh, here's Link and he saved the day, or here's Devil May Cry character and he saved the day. Whereas a woman, a lot of times, and let's just face it, in reality, society sees their worth as how pretty they are, their beauty. So you could just look you could look up to those characters, oh, I'm gonna be like Tifa, or I'm gonna. And I know that that's the whole idea. They don't want women to try to be beautiful, but I don't think there's anything wrong with, trying to look your best and looking up to a beautiful character. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I mean, you don't have to feel bad if you're not able to meet that standard, but I don't think there's anything wrong with looking up to a character model that's very cute.
I was gonna say that's a short.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Thank you for the super chat. Granddaddy Otaku says, make your own characters, leave my hot and spicy characters alone.
Well, that's the thing. If they were really about equality in the game industry and stuff like that, they wouldn't mind if there is a space for attractive characters. But when these activists came into power in the game industry, they don't want to give you the option of having attractive characters because they feel that's toxic. So they're trying to remove your ability as a consumer to get what you want. And especially when you go out of your way to use a site like Nexus Mods, which is probably going to end up closing because most people are going to leave Nexus because they keep doing this. They keep removing the aspect of fixing a lot of these activist-driven companies, games, to improve them. Removing propaganda they don't like, removing flags, removing body types, all that other stuff. They keep telling them, you're allowed to use our mod site, but you're not allowed to do whatever violates our community guidelines. And they don't tell you what violates the community guidelines, they just remove stuff. So new mod sites are popping up now, and these other ones are going to go out of business because all those modders are going to leave because they don't have the freedom to make whatever they want. And that's what modding was. I'm not a big modding person, but I know the appeal of modding is changing a game to fit your taste. It's tailored to what you want to see in the game that the developers didn't do. And now they're censoring these modding sites and saying, you're not allowed to do this to my game. And, those modding sites are going to go out of business.
Yeah, I mean, it seems crazy that they could make the modding sites go out of business, though, because also it seems like they're losing business because if to mod the game, they'd have to purchase your game to begin with and then mod it. So you're actually losing so much sales if you don't allow people to mod your game.
And also, what I've always been a proponent in the game industry is you're allowed, with your company, to make ugly women, and the company that makes hot women, they're allowed to make their games like that. And neither one is allowed to tell the other how they're supposed to make their games. The problem is the people who make the ugly women games are then forcing and trying to change the Asian games that come over and kind of make them adhere to their philosophy and their ideology and their way of, making games. And they're trying to change the Asian people's games and not allowing them to release in the States the way they are, or they're trying to change them when they, they say, your game can come over, but we have to send our consultants over to your country to show you how to really make the games. So if the gaming space was really at equal place, which it's not right now, it's very like activists like rule over it, like, the lady that said, let them eat cake. It's very ruthless. And then the Asian studios now are starting to bypass completely American like sensibilities because they don't want to do that anymore. They see America's modern views, their modern audience thing as a toxic thing.
It is toxic.
Of course it is. But I'm saying this again. I believe that ugly female video game characters should exist, and I believe that attractive female characters should exist. Both companies should be able to make whatever games they want, and neither one of them should be able to, force whichever company to adhere to their way of making games. But both need to be allowed to exist and thrive, and the problem is the ugly people are not allowing the other side to exist. And that's why people have a problem with them. And they don't understand this. Because they believe they're on a mission to change everything.
Honestly, I'm not trying to be this person, but I think a lot of... I probably was going to be really mean about this, but... Honestly, I think most women that have problems with how they think they look, if they just took 1 second to, like, do one thing to their face, like their eyebrows or something, I bet they would look 1,000 times better before they went out the door. I'm just saying, I know that they don't have time to do that or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, just for myself, like, I wake up and I'm just like, whatever, and then it's like I take a second, put just a little bit of mascara or whatever, and just look a little bit feminine, and I feel 1,000% better. I'm just saying, like, for me, I feel like a lot of these women, like, look at the Mary Jane character model. I could totally give her a makeover and make her look so much better. Like, I think that these women are like, I am looking ugly, I feel ugly. But in reality, I don't think they are ugly. They're just not wearing makeup. Like, I think they're just not done up. Like, I think in their mind, they're taking this too personally. Like, you can do a lot with hair and makeup to make yourself look 1 trillion times better. Like, they don't need to, I think they're just blowing it out of proportion. They're making them feel like, I don't know who these people are, but in their mind, they're ugly. But I think in reality, I wake out of bed and fall on the floor and then go to work, and I don't do anything to try to make myself look better. I think that's more like what it is. I mean, they could just be lazy. I don't really think. I think they're in their mind, they're thinking they're ugly, but in reality, they just don't want to take the time to look better.
No, we've already talked about this.
That's what I think.
Most of the women that are in the game industry today on the Western side, because people forget that both Korea and Japan, there's a lot of female developers there that don't act like, the Western developers. Like there are some of them that are crazy, but for the most part, they're all pretty tame.
Like the lady who is the wife of the guy who produced Ellen.
Right. So I mean, they're completely dismissive of like the Asian developer ladies that are actually making they work on games like Genshin Impact and all this other stuff. They don't even count them. They always say, oh, it's always the men that do this kind of stuff. But it's like, it's not true. Like, there's actually, you're trying to silence the voices of like these Asian women who work on these games. Saying that they're not women, they're basically doing this whole thing where they know, they're smart, they know what sells. And you can't ignore the game sales where the characters look decent and the sales are surging. Look at Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals is kind of like a middle-of-the-road type thing. It's not as extreme as like Stellar Blade and some of the other games, but that game industry is booming because the characters just look decent. They're fun, And they just announced that they're doing the whole swimsuit thing from Marvel. And Marvel Rivals, like, right on the heels of that announcement said, hey, some of the suits that appear in this book is going to be in our game. And that got the internet going crazy, and it started a big debate, like, versus the activist people and the regular people. And the activists were calling the people that want the swimsuit issue stuff gooners, because they're trying to dehumanize basically normalcy, which is men looking at women is a normal thing. Men are attracted by sight, by appearance.
Right, and it doesn't mean they're... That's the thing. I think a lot of this actually stems from the whole thing about culture where so many women are not getting married, they're trying to do their career, and they don't want to get married, and I think really they're just afraid of men. That's what I honestly think, because they would have, to have a relationship with a man, they would have to actually, face their own flaws in a way and realize that they're not perfect, and they would have to realize that some guy is going to have a relationship with them and make a commitment to them, and they would have to realize that he's doing that knowing that they're not perfect, and that maybe they could try once in a while to put on a nice dress on special occasions and, just try to, do what they can to be attractive to their guy, and they can't handle it because to them, they don't want to do anything for men. They don't want to do, because they feel it's wrong to try to be attractive for a guy, but in reality, men do a lot for women that they don't want to do. Men have to participate in, Mother's Day, and they try to, go to, picnics, and they try to do things that women want that they don't really like. So it makes sense that women would sometimes do things for men, like that they don't necessarily, if they don't like wearing heels or whatever, even if they don't like it, their guy would. So it's like, I think that a lot of this just stems from the fact that they don't know how to have a relationship with men. They cannot even comprehend exactly being insecure and realizing that they're imperfect and that,
Oh no!
Yeah, it's just crazy. I think that this is just a whole culture of women that don't want a relationship. I think that's what it is. Even when I first got married and people were talking about me online and they were just like, well, what are you doing besides helping your husband with his job and cooking and stuff? It's like, I'm helping with my husband with his job and cooking. That's what I'm doing. And they're like, well, what else are you gonna do on your own for yourself? And it's like, well, I play my piano and I go on walks and I go to the movies. And for other people, like a lot of countries, a woman is perfectly content, getting married, having kids, maybe helping with a home business, like baking bread or something, home business or something like that, or even having a side job, like whatever, but just being part of her family as well as her kids. That's like a great calling, but women in the West they're just like, well, I don't want a relationship with a guy, and if I do, he's just going to be like secondary to my career, which, no offense, but a lot of these angry feminist women, they keep going on about their career. Their whole job is just them getting the career because they're yelling at people for not hiring them because they're women. They're not even really making a career. They're forcing the career on everyone else. They're not even making their own way.
The thing that you're not understanding, though, too, is...
I just don't even understand these people.
Like, these women, there's a whole industry for cosplay. And most of the cosplayers do not dress themselves up as the ugly characters that release.
Right, of course.
Like, because they realize that they get less money and they get less attention from looking ugly. So every cosplayer, and cosplay is a business, like it's a worldwide business, like for women, they always, like, if they are doing a cosplay of a certain character, like Lara Croft or whatever, they're doing the classic look, or they're doing something from, like, maybe 2010s. They don't do the more masculine looking version of Lara. Just like
right.
A lot of cosplayers are not wearing the current Mortal Kombat 1 costumes for the females that they do, like, photo shoots for. They wear, like, the Mortal Kombat 3 costumes, the more risky stuff. They wear the stuff that they know that men are going to click on because they know what men want. The problem is the game industry females, like the ones in the West, they know what men want. They just don't want to give it to them, and then they want to complain when their game sales are in the toilet, and they want to blame men for not, wanting to look at the ugly, like, versions of them. And they basically gaslight them and they say all this other stuff. Whereas if they would allow the ability for men to have like the option, because there are some simps out there that are like, oh, you know, I'm fine with ugly looking female characters. It doesn't bother me. It's never been a factor in playing games. For one, that guy's lying to himself. And two,
Yeah.
you know, he's trying to appear like he's brave
White
and
knight.
white knight so he can get whatever girl he's trying to get.
Yeah, right.
He's trying to earn brownie points.
Right.
Which never works.
I think it's like women don't understand. Like guys understand the difference between fantasy and reality. Like here's a fantasy character, and here's a girl I'm dating in real life. Maybe she doesn't look like this fantasy character, but I still love her and marry her or whatever. It's not like, oh, if my woman doesn't get $100,000 in plastic surgery to look like this fantasy character, then she won't be good enough for me. I don't think most guys are thinking that at all. But maybe that's what activists are thinking. They're thinking. But it's just crazy. Like I think they're in their mind they have some kind of weird thing where they have to compete with a character model on the screen, which is crazy. I don't think anyone is thinking that.
But what you're gonna see now, which I've noticed a huge change, that Snow White game we've talked about, that really weird like Devil May Cry grim fantasy game that's coming out this year on Steam or something. Like everybody keeps like when they talk about that game, they keep saying, "Oh, this is a new Japanese game that's coming out that's a problem," and then the developer keeps reminding people, "Hey, we're located in Sweden. Like we're a Western company, and we believe that it's okay to have hot-looking characters in games, and we're making a really fun hack and slash kind of like that heavy metal game that Jack Black was in. It's that kind of style, but it's grim fairy tales. You got Snow White, Rapunzel, and Little Red Riding Hood, and they're made to look a certain way because they're purposely trying to attract a certain demographic."
Yeah, I mean, like, even in I always see, like, our channel analytics, it always says, depending on what kind of year it is and what game it never goes below 70-75% male audience. It's always 70 to 90% men watching every stream, every video, all the time. I mean, the majority of the gaming audience is all about it's between 20 and 30% women sometimes, but it's mainly guys all the time. You're always working with guys. You keep it away from that.
Yeah, I mean, you can ignore those numbers, but yeah, that is a reality. The thing is, what they're trying to do is they're trying to remove men from the equation from games, and if you do that, there goes half of your audience. Yep. But like I said, there are ladies in the game industry that have no problem with making. You'd be surprised how many women actually work on Marvel Rivals. Like it's an equal thing. There's both men and women in China that work on the game at NetEase. There are men and women responsible for both the character designs as well as like how the game plays and gets an impact in Zenless. And what these activists do is they try to silence those ladies' voices who work on these games. And I don't think it's right.
They're like saying women need to be in the game industry and they are already in it. And they're trying to, I mean, that's like me, like when activists are always hacking my channel all the time. I get hacked every morning. And they're like, well, like we're trying to help women and stuff. It's like, you're hacking me.
You're hacking a female streamer, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
What are you talking about? It's like they only allow women to exist that agree with them.
They want you to have a voice, but at the same time, they want to silence your ability to speak. Make that make sense. You can't.
Yeah.
Yep. So, anyway, I'm really nervous about the whole Switch 2 thing. Like, I keep having this horrible thing that you and I are going to try to get the system, and everywhere we go, it's going to be sold out. Like, that's my fear.
We have to do some research on what's happening. We can call around. We can even call GameStop. Peace of mind. If they're doing it at midnight, at least we'll know. If they're not doing it at midnight, then that'll be better.
I believe Target and mom and pop stores.
Yes.
I actually have never reserved this.
Yeah, exactly. Granted, it's how this is. Exactly. I don't expect real life women to look like people. I just want them. I just want them to have a good heart and a loving personality. And being pretty would be a bonus, but I'm not looking for the perfect role in the world. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what I always think of it too. Like, you know, like you find somebody you want to have a relationship with, and if they, you know, happen to be cute also, then that's a nice bonus.
You want to know what I found interesting about the Switch's library of games? Like, not only does Switch have one of the biggest libraries of video games of any home console, it turns out that the Switch actually has over 2,000 mobile like ports that people aren't even aware of. But a lot of these games that look interesting sometimes, like those night games that I've been playing, right? It turns out those are all mobile games. So there's at least, there's either 1,800 or there's 2,000 Android games that actually have secretly come over to the Switch since 2007 that are not available on PlayStation or Xbox.
I missed that great video.
Yeah. No,
I forgot what
No, I was saying, like, the Switch actually has a lot of Android games that people aren't aware of. Because remember, people call the Switch, like, basically an Android. I mean, there's a reason for that, is because it has a lot of Android games.
Alright, Brandon Otaku's Super Chat said, I am a guy who just want a hot video game role, the winning personality with a big butt. I want Tifa to be in the game, not Dolores from HR. I don't know what HR is.
Human Resources.
Oh, Dolores from Human Resources. Yeah, like the game, like the who's that character in Monsters Inc. that's like Wazowski. You're late on your paperwork again, Wazowski.
So GameStop is not doing the midnight one, are you sure? Best Buy, Target, and Walmart are all tonight? Wow.
No, Princess Emmy. Oh yeah, never mind. I think. Oh yeah. Hey, Princess Emmy, good to see you.
Excuse me.
Yeah, exactly, Alpha. Stuck up degree. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, some of them have a. Some women are stuck up degree women, Alpha. But honestly, it's a cultural thing in America. Not every woman who is stuck up in America even has a degree. They're stuck up just for existing. Well, it's not even about a degree. It's about them existing and thinking they're better than men just because they're born women. That's how far this has gone. It's not even about a degree.
Did you see there was this thing going on Twitter where there was this lady, they did an IQ test. It was like 6 women, 2 men, or whatever. It was like one of those general, and you had this liberal arts lady who worked at a place where she says we're making a thing for the virus, and she says, I know that I'm really smart because I've seen or whatever she said.
That doesn't have anything to do
not
with your IQ.
like she had like a doctorate or something. And there was this soldier who was just, a normal guy. He's Army Reserve, whatever. And she's very dismissive of him. She's like, well, the person who had the lowest IQ here is a soldier. And she put in she put in position who she thought all the smartest people there were, right? And like it was all the women and all the men were at the bottom. So the lady who did the poll or whatever had them take the test. She's like, all right, I'm gonna put in position the people here who have the highest IQ, and then we're gonna call out the people who have the lowest IQ. So the Asian lady who she said she was smarter than. The lady who was bragging before the test saying, I work at a company, I'm a microbiologist, the Asian lady who she said, even though you're Asian or whatever, blah, 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 I don't think you're smarter than I am because I'm a microbiologist and this is kindergarten teacher. So the Asian lady turned out...
What does that have to do with your IQ?
Right. The Asian kindergarten teacher had a higher IQ than anybody there. She was 160. The soldier was 130, and the microbiologist was 112.
Yeah, so
she acted like she was better than everybody else, and she had the lowest IQ in the room.
That's why degrees really don't. It's just a piece of paper saying that you spent a long time in college doing a lot of video games. That's what I've always seen it as. And also, you had a lot of time and money to pay for it.
You want to know what it goes back to? It's the old saying, never judge a book by its cover. Because even though he's a soldier, as a soldier, he did a lot of stuff. It only takes like 1 or 2 hits, like in 150 cc. Wow, I got 12. Holy crap.
I mean, the fact that a person is judgmental could mean their IQ is kind of low.
Oh my god.
That fact. You shouldn't be judgmental with people. You should be humble, not start judging people.
Oh, we won overall? Holy cow, really? Wow. I think I actually won 150 cc's overall. Mm-hmm. And people said I couldn't do it. There you go, guys. I won 150 cc's.
Roz says Daffy. I am new, says Ariel.
Hello, Ariel. How you doing?
May I ask a question? Sure. Roz. Oh, it's Roz. Wazowski.
Wow, that's crazy. I can't believe I actually won 150 cc's. I'm sure I did years ago, but I don't remember. Oh, congratulations!
You lost the race, but you won overall.
I mean, that's the most important thing, though. You don't actually have to win first in every race. You just have to win first overall. I mean, 150 cc's is nasty. It comes down to 40% skill, 60% luck.
Okay, BJ Williams, we'll miss you tomorrow. And,
good luck tomorrow, BJ Williams.
He said he has to moderate for somebody somewhere all day.
Oh, okay. I thought he was gonna be trying to get the Switch.
Oh, yeah, no.
Let's go.
I'm gonna keep with Rosalina. Flower
Fun
cup.
fact, Rosalina is a heavyweight because she is tall, says Daffy. Oh, wow, I didn't know that, Daffy.
Keep this up. Remember, guys and gals, to watch the shorts if you haven't already. It helps keep the channel stable. And obviously, the other stream is not starting yet.
Sorry, I was late today.
I was sleeping. I was exhausted. I was stressed about the Switch 2 tonight, especially when I was reading all that stuff where the system is selling everywhere. But like I said, we have a couple options. If you sign up on Nintendo's website on May 8th, based on the hundreds of thousands of hours of playtime, that puts us ahead of another person. Like, our years of covering the Switch might actually have us get the system through Nintendo.
Yeah.
Because Nintendo has a reward system for people in place who, like, have a lot of playtime.
Yeah, we have a lot.
Oh, yeah. Also, they'll look and see at how many games you've bought on the eShop and stuff like that. So we have like 2,000 games on our Switch.
Ross is always watching, says always. I'm watching you, Wazowski. Ross, her accent kind of reminded me of Mehmet.
It's a very heavy.
I knew a lot of people that were sort of like Ross that I worked with. And a lot of those ladies were married, actually, and they were really happy and stuff.
Because you get first on the first lap, the blue shells are going to start to come like crazy. But also, people getting blue shells is random too. Like, there's no way of knowing. The problem is, in first place, you don't have very much that you can defend yourself with. Like, this block is completely useless. Also, the stagger time for when you get hit is much higher in this game than
Roz is always watching, says Jacob. Yep, awesome, Jacob Langley. I'm watching you, Wazowski. Roz is fun. I like her. They should have another Monster Inc. movie, but instead they had a prequel.
The prequel was okay, but it wasn't great. They were in college. I don't even think John Goodman reprised his role though. I don't think so. I think Billy Crystal did, but I don't remember what's his name.
I am terrible at every Mario game I've played except for Paper Mario. Paper Mario is a difficult game. The little girl is Boo, and she was afraid of the monsters roar. That's right, Emmy. Kitty! Little Boo. And then that one time, Sully actually roared really loud and scared Boo a lot. And then he kind of realized that it was wrong to scare kids.
You got your invite from Nintendo, Jotaro? Awesome. I haven't signed up for Nintendo's website thing yet. I'm going to, probably today or tomorrow.
Nintendo had a good idea to get around Scalping Scum. Got my invite from Nintendo. Awesome, Jotaro.
Now, Jotaro, did you have to pay in full with Nintendo? Because that might be hard for us to do.
Hi, Jessica. Hi, Ariel. Hi, everyone. You would still have a chance from Nintendo invite if it is like ours. They did it in waves until they ran out of stock, says Jotaro. Wait, how do we know if we get an invite?
You have to sign up for it.
Oh.
They won't be sending out invites until May, though. Or wait, I don't know.
How was our Earth Day, Hassan? I didn't do anything for Earth Day, but I didn't even take a walk outside.
You did DoorDash today.
Well, yeah, but I mean on Earth Day, I did DoorDash again.
Yes.
For Earth Day, I turned all the lights off upstairs so that I could save energy. But that's what I always do. Every day is Earth Day.
I mean, conserving energy. You don't have to pay a lot of money. If people would be consistent with their heating and air conditioning costs, they could have their electricity bill go down to like $160 a month. Depending on where they are. For the East Coast, it's really good. Amber and I keep our temperature constant all year round, so we have much lower utility costs.
Yeah, I had my lights on in the basement like for a couple days and I didn't realize it and our bill went way up and I was like, oh my god. So, yep.
Because you have to remember that electricity companies look at what's always on in your house, and they'll like factor in, okay, you know, we're gonna give you guys, because we realize you have a lot of computers in your house, so these things are always on, we're gonna give you like a discount or whatever, because there's not much we can do about, you know, how much energy consumption for each man. But they're looking at stuff like, are you using for your lights, or you know, using too much of your air conditioning and heating, and things like that. These are all things I learned as an adult.
I didn't know you were gonna discount. We're having the meter.
Yep. And my razor.
Alright, see you later, Daniel.
Later.
Coconut Mall, best soundtrack. Awesome, random chat.
Well, it's fun.
I think it said 7 to 30 days before release is their for the UK. Oh wow, we need to figure ours out. I remember watching Monsters Inc. after my second cartoon was Volt. Monsters Inc. The scenes that made me cry were Sully accidentally scared Boo, Sully and Boo saying goodbye, and the final door. Oh, that's nice, Ariel. I look forward to seeing the progress of the Switch 2. Should be eventful. Hope everyone gets one, says Granddaddy. Thank you, Granddaddy.
That's very nice,
Otaku.
Granddaddy. Yeah, you got wishing people that they get the system is very nice. Yeah.
And character I know her from Monsters Inc., but I forgot the name of her. Yeah, that's right, Popstar. It was Roz. Roz. Sorry about that. I also forgot. Roz. I'm watching you, Wazowski. I don't know why, but Roz is fun.
Hey guys, we need you to click the link. The channel dropped down to 1,200 views from 1,400. So we really need people to watch the shorts.
Ariel's question for us was, what are your favorite Disney cartoons?
My favorite Disney cartoons? DuckTales, Darkwing Duck OG, Tailspin, Goof Troop, Gargoyles. Not necessarily in that order. Oh, what was the name of that show? Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. and Muppet Babies. I think that would all be my favorite. I also like The Emperor's New School. It's really funny.
Impossible.
Kim Possible, yeah. What's another good one? Phineas and Ferb, the original Phineas and Ferb show. I haven't seen the remake.
I like Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls?
From Disney XD.
Yeah, that was a Disney show. Yep. But I have a strong place in my heart for the Disney afternoons in the 90s. I really loved watching DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Tailspin,
DuckTales.
Goof Troop. I really like it.
Did Goof Troop have a show also?
Yep. They had a show, and that's how they got the movie. The Goofy movie, or whatever it was called. It's because of Goof Troop.
I miss DuckTales system videos.
I tried to watch the new DuckTales with the 10th Doctor in the role of Uncle Scrooge, but the show isn't quite the same as the original. It's okay, but it doesn't have the same spirit.
Hi Marianne, how's it going? Hi everyone. Hope you guys are all having a great day.
I will say, playing that Mickey Mouse game that we just did recently made me want to relook at the DuckTales remake that Capcom did a decade ago. When the Scrooge and Duck actor was still alive. The DuckTales remake. Yeah, the Capcom game.
Oh yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
I love that.
I'll see you
I had a thought, but we already
Yeah, we're done. Bananas. I'm actually doing okay in 150cc. I think Rosalina was the right choice.
I don't think I can call my dad today because I think he's at firefight this night. So I'll just text him.
Well, that's the great thing about texting is you can always call. Texting is no. No! Ah! Uh-oh. No! Oh! It slammed into the wall! Ah!
Okay.
Nuts! One little mistake. One! Have we played Star Overdrive yet? No.
I'm gonna go take a picture of the birds outside and send it to my dad.
Okay.
I might.
Okay, sweetie. Guys, we really need you to watch the shorts. We're at 12:30. Channel's dropping like a stone. It's important to have organic views going on the same time as the live stream. If you haven't already, guys, click the link where it says YouTube Shorts playlist. The channel cannot withstand just live streaming. It has to have like organic views happening otherwhere on the channel. It's a shadow ban channel, so we need viewers to have the shorts running or have a video running in the background on this channel while the live stream is going on. Because the live stream is going to continue to drain our hourly views. And this stream hasn't hit 1,000 views yet. So we're only at 800 after like 2 hours and 20 minutes or something like that, or 2 hours and 11 minutes. So we're not anywhere close to being able to stop this stream yet, unfortunately. We really need you guys to watch those shorts in the background. We're not doing well. Careful, honey, don't get attacked by the birds. Amber's taking a picture of the bird. Dude. Not good, not good, not good, not good. No, 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 no. Yeah, 150cc is ruthless, but I think Mirror Cup is actually hard. But I don't know. Woo! Gotta make some ground up. Okay, honey, we're, the shorts aren't being watched. We're at 1200.
Then I will leave the room and
Okay. We win.
Rosalina's doing pretty good. 57. Oh, we're good. So, was that the last race of this one? Yes, it was. All right, another 150 cc's cleared. Wow. Rosalina is the GOAT. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to use the same card again. There's just something about Rosalina. Or rather, there's something about the shooting star thing. Remember, guys and gals, click the link so we can try to get the views up overall. Yeah, show me the Robinson.
I want to do one thing. So this is the nest.
Yep, that's inside of our door.
That's where they made the nest, so it's like you can barely. So our wreath is on the outside. It's nestled between the wreath and our door, basically.
I guess once it gets warmer, we need to knock on our door so that the birds fly away. If there's birds, well, if you open the door and there's birds there, I mean the birds are gonna fly in the house. What?
Look, as soon as the birds hatch, they're gonna leave anyway.
Well, yeah, I know that, but like in the meantime, I'm just gonna knock on the door sometimes if I go out. That way, because birds don't like noise, they'll fly away if the mom and dad are sitting in the nest.
Oh, I forgot. How long are birds gonna like be there? Like, are they gonna? Is that their house?
That's a good question. That might just be where they're hiding their eggs right now. I don't know. I'm not a bird.
Okay.
That's a very good question.
Well, like I said, can we post that on Instagram?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have our number on it. So you thought it would have our house number. All right, Daffy sent a super chat. And then after that, I will try to share the shorts again. Alright guys, thanks for watching the shorts, everyone. Appreciate your help. My phone is about to be gone of battery anyway, so I can't really help anyway.
Daffy's favorite cartoon shows from Disney are Goof Troop, DuckTales, 87, Darkwing Duck, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Aladdin, that's a good one, Timon and Pumbaa, Hercules TV show, and Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, there was a Hercules cartoon?
Yeah, the Hercules cartoon was fun. Hercules is a teenager in it, though. Or wait, was he a teenager? I don't remember. I think he was.
Alright, thank you. Oh, wait, no, the Hercules TV show after the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, thank you, Daffy. Darkwing Duck, yeah! Rescue Rangers, Goof Troop, Phineas and Ferb, Hercules. Very cool, yeah, very cool, Daffy Duck. Yep, we're pre-ordering the Switch too. We're gonna try to solo board gaming. Good to see you.
We're gonna try.
We'll just watch the short. I have a lot of favorite Disney cartoons. My first two were The Little Mermaid and Bolt. Awesome, Ariel. Very cool. 1989 Little Mermaid and Bolt 2008. Very cool. So we'll have to put our little... Wait for Christmas time, says Emmy. Yeah. We haven't been able to switch our wreath out, Emmy.
Yeah, it's our Christmas wreath. Yeah, remember guys, click the shorts, get those running in the background. Because Mario Kart can't stop just yet. We're about 800 views into our Mario Kart stream. And about 1,200 hourly, so we could easily get up to 1,400 hourly if people watch the stream. Alright, so far we've completed two 150cc courses. We're now on the third one. This is the Star Cup. Rosalina using the low rider is actually a force to be reckoned with, kind of, sort of. Of course, every course is going to get harder and harder, like every cup. So let's see how Star Cup does.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put that on our Instagram, guys. We're gonna get a picture of her. There's literally robins' eggs in our leaf. Because we had it on our tour first. Well, I was gonna take it off in March. But then a robin made a nest in the Christmas tree and she laid eggs. They probably did it because we hardly ever come out of the house before. They figured just keep them in the corner. Now I'm coming out here a lot more. So I couldn't actually, I was going to take my Christmas tree and I couldn't. Yes. I would have to I would have to rip the nest out of there. Put it on the ground. If I put it on the ground, some animals probably don't get it.
Yeah. So you're just letting the birds do their thing until they hatch.
Yeah, we're just waiting until the little robin babies hatch. And once they hatch,
no!
hopefully once they fly out of the nest, we can try to salvage our reef.
Dang it! It's all about luck. Shoot. Do you have any favorite Disney villains? Hades, Jafar, Maleficent. I would say Scar. Ooh, Scar's good. Yeah, Scar's good.
Yeah, Hades is a fun villain. Jafar is one of the best villains of all time.
Glomgold from DuckTales, I think.
And Doofenshmirtz.
Doofenshmirtz is not really a villain.
Let's go.
What?
No.
He's always trying to destroy the tri-state area.
Yeah, but no, he thinks he's a villain. He's not a very good villain. He doesn't really care.
Doesn't he?
2-month member, Kwings.
Thank you, Daffy. Appreciate that, buddy. There's nothing I could do after getting blue shelled and everybody passing. Sometimes you have to restart the course over and over again until you get a better hand at Lady Luck.
Guys, please watch the short and have it run up to 10 speed.
So anyway, my YouTube Twitch 2 video should be going up tomorrow or Friday, talking about the games that are not backwards compatible with the Switch 2. And you'd be surprised to learn, guys, there's no first-party games on it. Like, no first-party. It's all third-party games. So it's actually a pretty incredible feat. Although Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom don't work as well on Switch 2, like the non-Switch enhanced Switch 2. They still run. They're simply so much better. Dude, I was in second. Why? The problem is your recovery time is so long. So it's so hard to get back up and running. Goodbye. Gotta go again. Sorry, guys. There's gonna be a lot of this restarting and starting again, because you have to get a good... You have to at least get second place in 150 cc's. Like, you have to.
Okay.
It's almost impossible to come back from, like, if you get, like, 7th or 4th place. You have to. You have to get first. First or second. Otherwise, you won't win overall. And it's true. Come on, guys. Keep clicking the shorts. We're almost in a position where... Otherwise, we're not going to clear 1,000 for the hour, and I'll have to stop this stream immediately and get the other thing running. And unfortunately, when we stop streams, there's no guarantee that they come back. Because our rule as a Shadowban channel is, like, mainstream series have to get 1,000 views to continue. That's why Xenoblade hasn't come back in a couple days, is because Xenoblade is still under 1,000 views. It's going on almost 3 days now since the last Xenoblade stream. Almost past 72 hours. No, after this race I'll go. Drive out, drive over. The Daisy Circuit thing isn't very long. The problem is how ruthless the opponents. That's the issue.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh wait, I'm on your phone.
Yeah, you have the power to move it. Just know there is a typing error on my phone when it comes to YouTube. So it can, when you try to edit something, it gets a... If you're doing like a one-time post, it should be fine. But if you try to correct it,
I've always loved the poacher from Rescuers Down Under. Awesome solo board game.
I vaguely remember.
Ursula, the villain from Little Mermaid, this princess at me, and my favorite movie is Little Mermaid. Awesome princess at me. I love the Daisy Circuit too. Awesome blues song.
This is where it's gonna get dangerous. Hold it, hold it, hold it. There we go.
Win-win. Yeah.
Nice one, Daisy. Let's keep it up. Keep that momentum going. Almost there, guys. You're at 1277. You're almost at 1300. Keep clicking that link. Remember, YouTube Shorts are now based on click ratio. They're not about views anymore. The more you click, the better it does. I don't know why, it just does. Oh.
I don't know why.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
Wednesdays and Thursdays can be kind of rough. Wednesdays and Thursdays also make the least amount of money. So the days that you really need to work out.
You said I had 1,000 when I had 50, but I had over 50 people watching at night, weekly, basically 11:30. And now it still says I don't have 1,000 on my video. Like they kept taking the
What? Sorry. It hit me for some... I dropped it and then I somehow ran into it. Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't sound like 9
Ralph and Emily.
second an hour. No guys. I actually got the quiz for Alice in Wonderland. You have Cheshire Cat has a quiz, and if you don't get it right, you have to go back and try it. And I got every question.
It's awesome.
I had to know how many stripes were on his tail and everything, and I remembered everything.
Must have been a really favorite movie.
And I did remember some of the songs. Like at one point they were playing this music that was like, I don't know if you remember, but kids were painting the roses red. We're painting the roses red. The queen will be off with our head if we don't paint the roses red. It's like the guys were singing this song about painting the roses, and the queen was gonna take off their head. That was the queen's heart. She would say off with her head.
Dang it! Like I said, it all comes down to luck, though. You never know how things are going to go. There is skill involved with Mario Kart, but mostly it's just luck. Has to do with the other racers, has to do with what items you get, all of that. It all factors in. It's not like your typical racing game.
Looks like she has a ball gun, but she doesn't.
No, she has a motorcycle outfit.
Hey, Nintendo makes attractive female characters. They're covered up, but they're pretty.
See, that was luck. I got the golden mushroom at the last moment.
So for the longest time, they've had basically the characters in the game like that wear like dresses. They have like a suit or whatever, like a motorcycle suit, but in the color of the dress. It was interesting. I love the Robin Hood movie in 101 Dalmatians. I love Fox Robin Hood.
Fox Robin Hood's great. It is.
That's my dad's favorite Disney movie. Is the Fox.
I like the Fox Robin Hood.
I cannot keep up. If I click on it too many times, my computer's gonna crash. You guys are great helping with the short. Thank you for waiting.
Do the best you can, wait.
It's everyone. We appreciate you very much. It's everyone.
They say many hands make light work. Like
Yeah,
one
so-
person alone can't watch the shorts. Everybody should be watching.
Like you just do the best you can, and then you just have to.
You have to hope that other people do it too.
I hope everyone else is. So make sure you guys, we don't want OH's computer to crash, so everyone crash. Like every 20 minutes, if you guys can watch like 5 or 6 shows. Or if you have another tab on your computer, click it on, click that little corner, keep it in the background. And you can watch the stream and have it running at the same time. Our channel is broken, our notifications are broken, and if we don't get a certain number of views an hour, we'll have to stop it. So please help us out. That shorts playlist, it doesn't make us money. Virtually don't get any money at all, but it does help keep our views up. And if we don't have a certain amount of views, YouTube will start subtracting money from our channel, and we won't be able to keep going. Thank you guys for the help watching the shorts. Hello, Silver Sonic, how's it going? Hi, Kyla Jimenez. Hi, Pup Jojo. Hi, Rebel Blitz. Hello, everyone. My Prince Emmy. I love the waterfalls. Emmy. Awesome, Emmy. My favorite Evil were Melissa Queen, Evil Queen, Dr. Basilia. I don't know what that is. I don't mind Ursula, but it's just a song because someone I used to know would sing it on purpose to get me mad. Because of my name, says Ariel. Oh! No, Ariel. Well, because of Ariel.
I know.
Name is
No, but the only song I can think of that Ursula sings is Door Unfortunate.
yeah, well, maybe that's what they. Maybe that's. People do weird things to
Everybody said they were my father.
Yeah, Ariel, Luke growing up was cheese mercilessly about his name being everyone, even when we were first online, and we would have people like, when Luke would be like doing a gameplay video and stuff, we'd have people in the comments like, use the force, Luke. Wow. Really?
Got it.
OH says, my other favorite anime Disney villain is Judge Claude Frollo or Froyo from Hunchback of Notre Dame, especially with his infamous song Hellfire. Oh wow, OH, that's interesting. Yeah, I can't even remember the Hunchback of Notre Dame. No, yeah, Notre Dame.
So the last one to start up.
The school that's based off of it in the United States is called Notre Dame. It's spelling the exact same way, but it's actually the correct pronunciation, which is Notre Dame.
It looks like Xenoblade is being promoted to weekend. It's almost, that's the thing that annoys me though, it's the same thing that happened with Dynasty Warriors. The game's almost over. Like, we're level 50, we're almost done. You know, there's one chapter left, and then chapter 13 rolls into the final chapter of chapter 12. So there's 13 chapters.
Yeah, I understand. Dr. Facilier is from Princess and the Frog. Oh, I forgot. Thank you,
I've only seen Princess and the Frog.
Thank you, Ariel.
I've only seen the Hunchback of Notre Dame ones.
I don't think I've ever seen the Stitch ones.
Lilo and Stitch?
I've never seen them. I don't think I have.
We were at that hotel in New York City.
We watched it together?
You fell asleep.
Alright, well then I still really haven't seen it.
It was on and I watched it.
Well, I'm sorry. Did you rent it?
No, it was in the hotel. Like, we got back from PAX or whatever. Or not PAX. We got back from the New York City press event. And then we put the hotel on. We ordered pizza. We were watching it while we were like, I was on my feet because we had to walk. That was the day we had to walk to New York City.
Yeah.
So we walked to New York City because, like, we missed our car or something like that. I don't remember. I know we walked. The Lilo and Stitch movie was on Disney. It was like at 7 o'clock at night. And we had our pizza delivered, or whatever, to our hotel room. And then the movie was on, you watched it for a little bit of snuggling involved, and then Amber was out. I got her for 30 minutes. Because Amber used to fall asleep after 30 minutes.
Well, I finally watched it for all these years. I think a couple months ago I finally saw Spider-Man 2. I've never seen it. Either that or I started to watch it like hundreds of times and I was falling asleep.
You've always tried to watch Spider-Man. But Spider-Man 3 is one that... Spider-Man 2 is one of my favorites.
I'm not looking forward to tomorrow, says Pup Jojo. I have a vein closure procedure that has to be done.
Oh god.
Oh no! We'll be praying for your Pup Jojo.
No!
We'll be keeping you in our thoughts and prayers. I'm sorry, Pup Jojo.
Gosh! No, you sons of...
Oh well. Next time.
Well, I won overall. Oh, stressful. Oh my god. Well, we won overall. That's all that counts. That's all that counts. Good enough.
Sorry you have to go through that, Pup Jojo. That's terrible. I can't imagine how scary that would be. I'll be praying for your Pup Jojo. I'm so sorry. And I definitely will. We'll put you on a prayer list so people can keep you in a good thought. Guys and gals, make make sure to keep Pup Jojo in your thoughts and prayers tomorrow for his procedure, his game. It doesn't sound fun at all. I was terrified when I had to go into surgery. It was terrible. Well, I hope I wish you the best of luck, Pup Jojo, and our thoughts and prayers will be with you.
There's a duck. Oh, that's weird.
Luke will be, you'll be in Luke's thoughts and prayers too. He can hear what I'm saying.
Of course. Yeah,
just
I
is
hope.
distracted.
I hope your surgery goes great, Joseph, and that you'll heal up real quick.
Yeah, we'll be happy to see you again after knowing that you're okay. Look at it. Yeah, make sure you have plenty of good things in the fridge for yourself nearby, so you don't have to leave the house for a while or something. Hopefully you get time off of work or something. Somebody was asking me about surgery and saying, did you have a walker after surgery? It's like, no.
They kicked her out of the hospital.
I went home and then I had to, like, if I had to use the bathroom or something, I had to just force myself to get up, and then, and then it hurt, and then I had to lay back down. I don't know. A walker? My gosh.
No, our bedroom is right next to the bathroom, so Amber didn't have to walk up. She wasn't, once she had her surgery, I didn't let her go downstairs for like 2 days.
Yeah,
she had to live upstairs. So if she needed something to eat, I brought her something to eat.
Yeah, I was telling somebody that my husband brought me. I told Luke brought me.
The first day she couldn't eat anything, so she just had water. And the next day, a few days later, I gave her tea. She couldn't eat anything.
Yeah, because you don't even, if you're doing surgery and you're not supposed to eat before the surgery, and then your tummy feels so bad afterwards that you don't want to.
The problem with doing wheelies is you can't do running out of races. The wheelies aren't as ideal as people think they are because they can do It might seem like there's a benefit to it. Sometimes other times. Go Rosalina! Rosalina's the star today!
Her outfit is very shiny. It looks like it's in town.
All the girls have fun little biker uniforms. They got rid of their biker uniforms in later Mario Kart games because people were like, oh, there's a problem with these suits. It's like, why? What's the problem?
When I was a little kid, I saw Rebel with the... I don't know if I was supposed to, but I saw Rebel Without a Cause with James Dean from the library. And the women in that movie had like black skirt, black leather jacket, and like platinum blonde hair, like some of them. And I always thought that would be so cool to have like when I was a little kid, I wanted like an all leather outfit with a little skirt and like a black leather jacket. I don't know. I probably shouldn't have seen that movie at such a young age.
Man, that was a pretty scene.
Yeah, it was, but like, it was pretty clean.
There was no, for the most part, most 19...
There was no heavy swearing or anything, but they did like kind of mess. They were like, there were some teenagers. They did some delinquents type stuff, like mess with people's cars.
Still very tame. Very, like, 1950s and 60s movies. Language is tame, violence is tame. There's a lot of musicals, because musicals were, like, the big thing. Just like in the 90s, parody films and action movies were the norm in the 90s. And And then in the 2000s, it was the horror movies. And in the 80s, it was horror movies. And, like, I don't know, these movies about teenagers getting wealthy or something like that was very big in the 80s. There were so many, like, movies about, like, young entrepreneurs in the 80s. Comedies what's ruled the 90s. There was a lot of different comedies. The comedy genre really boomed in the 90s, and the parody genre. I love the parody. Like, I'm really happy for the new Naked Gun movie because I'm happy to see parody movies come back. Parody is funny. It's good. Successful society laughs at itself. An uptight society that is not thriving is basically, like, offended by everything. A society that can roll with the punches and get the jokes and things like that, that's a society that's healthy and thriving. A society that shies away from humor is one you need to be worried about, because that's going to become like a very, like, not fun place to live. Like, it's important for people to be able to laugh and laugh at themselves. And taking yourself too seriously is never a good thing.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that, like, the 80s with the black leather jacket look and the sunglasses was kind of a re-emergence of the 50s. Because in the 50s, people wore a black leather jacket if they wanted to be cool.
That's because most people that were born in the 80s, they were from parents that were from the 60s.
So it was like the 50s made a re-emergence 30 years later.
There was also a lot of shows. There were some of the most popular 80s shows were actually shows about life in the 50s and 60s, like for kids. There were a couple shows like that.
That makes sense why the 50s kind of came back in the 80s.
A little bit. Because, yeah, parents from the 50s and 60s were having kids who were like 80s.
I feel like in the 50s, women wore like floral dresses, and then in the 80s, they wore floral leggings. Maybe that was 2000. There was all those like floral. I saw there was they have them in the stores today. They have Walmart. They have like flower leggings for women. Like, I don't know what era that's from, but I think it was the 80s because Mom and E.T. had flowers.
Oh, come on!
Oh, man. Those cars are good. Rosalina's not having the best day.
Well, the cars are being mean. The cars, there's no pattern to the
That's
cars.
not fair that they can just randomly swerve into you.
Why do you think this game is mostly luck? It all has to do with the placement of everything. Items, cars, everything. Ah!
I feel like these people are like hitmen trying to kill you or something. Like, feels like they're in the mob because, like, why are they swerving onto you randomly? Do they have like a... They took a hit out on you, basically. They got paid to try to take you out. We have to rub Rosalina out. Oh my gosh.
Well, there's always tomorrow. I got us as close to 1,000 views as possible, but I gotta get the next stream started.
I wonder if sagging will ever come back in 30 years.
Sagging? You mean the baggy look?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the look where, like, guys' boxers are on?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we had...
Yeah, will that happen again?
We had baggy pants in the late 90s and early 2000s. But the sag look
It was a little bit tough.
I didn't mind the baggy look. I still like baggy jeans. I think they're very comfortable.
Yeah, you always
I still have very, like, as baggy jeans as I can. I don't have jeans, like, going down to my, like, underwear.
No, but you like comfortable. Like, I always, when it says online, well, I usually get you pants online, and it says like relaxed fit. That's what I get.
Yeah.
And then even like when it as a black pair of pants for a nice event, I click relaxed fit even for the black pants. Because it's like, well, we're just gonna be relaxed no matter what kind of event this is. You don't like a lot of pressure on your tummy. See, I know you very well.
There is. That's how ruthless this game is, honey. Tomorrow's another day. I mean, assuming we get 1,000 views. Guys, you have to make sure after the stream, you gotta rewatch it. A lot of you guys, once the stream is over, you're not watching it when it's archived. Immediately after a stream is done, you've gotta watch for at least like 5-6 minutes for it to count as a VOD view. Because what you're doing is, there's 2 views for every type of stream. You have the live views when the stream is live, and then as soon as it's archived, it counts as a VOD. So many people aren't commenting and watching it after it's archived, which is making it very hard to get continuous episodes because people just like leave and they go to the next stream. Like, make sure that you run the archive stream in the background at the start of the next stream for at least 5-6 minutes. Very important because you guys can easily get another thing of Mario Kart tomorrow, whereas it's going to be very touch and go, because what YouTube's going to do if they don't see people watching, they're going to remove 100 or 200 views off the stream because it's not going to hit 1,000. So YouTube's going to be like, we're going to reevaluate the stream, and it's going to be very hard for Mario Kart to come back tomorrow. So you have to watch when it's archived.
I'll be fine, says Joseph. I'm just not looking forward to the recovery.
That surgery sucks.
Well, I'll still be praying that things go okay with the
Yeah, that's the most important thing that people have to remember is you have to watch when something's archived because that counts as another view.
Sure to get plenty of rest and have some fun towards you like one. Luke and I
Care about everybody. We've created the ultimate gaming community where there are people that are actually decent human beings that care about each other and all kinds of stuff. That's something I'm very proud of. Nuts!
I asked,
No, 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 no!
I see your comment. You said...
Did I win overall?
King Boo by 2 points. Well, I guess we're doing this tomorrow. Shadow Trooper says, does anyone else have Disney Dreamlight Valley? I want to be in Friends on Switch, and Amber plays it occasionally, but maybe if you didn't have security stuff preventing you from playing with me. Because they finally updated, you can use your tools in other people's Valley. Okay, thank you, Shadow Trooper. Appreciate that. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really played multiplayer with anyone online, Shadow Trooper, but I can definitely think about it. Thank you for the comment. And thanks for wanting to play with me.
Who's in first, Boo?
Look at this angry face.
Well, he's the guy who's ahead of me. No! 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 guys. More tomorrow. It's over.
Oh, you're doing Ring Fit? Vic, that's awesome. I think Ring Fit is too hard for me now. But that's awesome. I know Danny and Emily love doing Ring Fit. Here's a cool thing. I thought somebody was gonna do an ultimate stream.
There was an ultimate who bought it for us, but he left the channel before we could do it. I don't really remember his name.
I think I know.
When people disappear for so many years and they were an ultimate, I don't remember them. The only ultimates I can remember who aren't active anymore is Ruga, Brady, Brittany, and Anna Sensei. And those are the only ultimates that I remember that aren't active, because the other ultimates, Yu-Gi-Oh! Once a year becomes an ultimate sometimes. Papa's Cruise becomes an ultimate every once in a while. And I think he's the guy, there was another dude who does Twilight Princess every once in a while. And he has a skeleton face, but I can't remember his name. Papyrus, I think is it? I don't remember. But for the most part, we have the same ultimates every month. Except now we have new lady ultimates, because we have Robin and Naomi. And of course, our resident ultimate is Val. Val's been, I think she's the longest running female VIP. Her and Jade. You shall win tomorrow, K-Wing? We'll see. 150 CC. Got my face flushed. I did a lot better than I thought I was going to do, though. I did. So remember, guys, once the stream is archived, rewatch it to help with the views. Xenoblade has 940 views with 0 people watching over the past 60 minutes. There's easily like 50 of you guys here. You could push Xenoblade to the next level, like really easily. Even 30 people. Like there's when YouTube doesn't see attention, what happens is they cap those streams. So if you guys want Xenoblade to end, you gotta watch Xenoblade. We're almost done with Xenoblade. What I hate about being shadow banned is we're so close to finishing a lot of series, and then those series like fall off the map and nobody watches them, and we can't finish them. We couldn't finish Monster Hunter. I was doing really well at Monster Hunter. I've been waiting a month for another Monster Hunter episode. And it hasn't happened. And now with Xenoblade, we're like right at the finish line. And it's like I can't finish it because if I start the stream before it hits 1,000, it's going to impact that stream significantly. And I don't want to do that. So it needs, when YouTube sees there's a consistency of getting 1,000 views, they work with us to get 1,000 views on those streams. If those streams get like around 500 or 400 or 600 views, they'll work with us to make sure we hit those numbers. So we have to hit those 1,000 views, or it impacts our business. That's why I'm so adamant about driving that, is because, like, you know, I don't care about getting 5,000-10,000 views. 1,000 views is the benchmark, so we actually get paid for our work. Anything below that, our business loses money every day. So that's why I push so hard. I never really pushed this hard before because, like, you know, we were never at the possibility of not getting 1,000 views for a 3-hour stream. That wasn't a thing. Never even contemplated it. It was just expected, you know. But anyway, guys, Mario Kart will be happening tomorrow. We did magically cross over to 1,000 views before 3 hours, so that's great. The next stream is going to be more of the Fatal Fury, so head on over there. Music's going to play. I have to unhook the Wii and get the PlayStation hooked up, so it'll take me about 30 seconds or so, and then the music will start playing. I'd really like us to push Xenoblade on the next stream. And even the mystery stream tonight. That would be a big help. Okay? Alright, guys. Head on over to Fatal Fury if you still want to hang out with Amber and myself. God bless. Happy gaming. Thanks for the super chats, and thanks for watching the Rosalina episode. 150 CCs will continue. The pain will resume tomorrow. God bless. Happy gaming. See you on Fatal Fury.